Hi everybody, this is a speech about me for my public speaking class. And just to tell you a little bit about myself, I was brought into a very non-traditional, non-all-American family. My parents were not married. There was 17 years difference between my parents. My dad was an over-the-road truck driver and a country music singer, and my mom worked part-time jobs, odds and ends here and there to kind of help things come together for our family. We lived in a very poor part of town in a trailer across the street from my grandfather. He was a disabled elderly man who lost his wife when my mom was very young. Out of my mom, she was one of 6 kids, and she was the only one to have a baby girl, so therefore I was the only niece, the only granddaughter, and was very spoiled. After about 2 years, my parents decided to separate, and my dad took off, and I didn't see him again for a very long time. I believe it was 16 years. Therefore, my grandpa kind of stepped up and took the role as the man in my life and the person that I looked up to and was my rock. As I grew older and got into school, started to meet friends and childhood friends that I'd have for the rest of my life. One in particular, her name was Melissa. I lived right across the street from. Our parents used to joke around and say that we were joined at the hip. We started dressing alike. Our hair was alike. Everything that we did was exactly alike. We became very best friends and were very good friends clear up through high school. When I was in the 6th grade, my mom moved us a little further up north, so therefore Melissa and I didn't go to the same schools anymore. I became very involved in sports. And not just like your typical YMCA sports. I was on traveling teams, very competitive leagues. Kind of the advantage of growing up around all boys, that's what I was used to. After junior high and high school, I could see that Melissa's and our lives were going in 2 different ways. Like I said, I was very sports oriented and she really wasn't, so we slowly drifted apart. After high school, I got married to a gentleman by the name of Brad. Thought he was the one. Of course, I was too young to know any better. We met the summer after high school playing ball, got married a year and a half later, divorced 2 years after that. I had followed him down to Andover where he was a teacher and moved back to Topeka when that marriage was over and met my best friend, who is now my husband of 14 years. We have 4 awesome children. We have Austin, Braden, Peyton, and Adeline. Austin is 11, Braden is 8, Peyton is 3, and Adeline is 1. We were told in the very beginning of our marriage that we couldn't have any children. So when we were blessed with Austin, of course, that was amazing news to us, and we're very excited about that. 3 years later, we got Braden, and we were really excited. We now had 2 children. But we really wanted that little girl. And unfortunately, we had gone through some fertility issues and was unable to get that little girl until I was rushed to the hospital for an emergency and found out that I was pregnant and I had a little girl. Well, when Peyton came along in October of 2011, our family was then complete. We thought it couldn't get any better than that. So we decided to buy a bigger home. Got moved into that home and found out 2 weeks later we were having another one. So then Adeline Grace blessed us with her presence in August of 2014, and she is just the happiest go lucky little baby I've ever had. She just has the roundest cheeks and rolls for days, and so there's just definitely never a dull moment in our house. For someone that was told she would never have kids, I definitely believe that God had different plans for me, and my life has turned out so amazing and so full of love. I feel so blessed for all the opportunities that He has given me, and I just think that the good Lord works in mysterious ways and has blessed us with so much more than we deserve. I know that that was a lot to kind of take in 4 minutes to cover 36 years of my life, but I hope now all of you know a little bit more about me and are anxious as me to learn as much as possible in this class. Thanks.